Hey everyone, back to Christmas baking time. I've never done this recipe before, so let's have some fun. So this is cherry bars. Cherries are my absolute favorite, so when I saw this recipe, I needed to make it. Okay, so let's get started. Power Chef, okay. On the recipe, it says to use a large bowl and whip it. I have a Power Chef. I'm not working any harder than I need to. So we're going to need some 1 cup of butter softened. So while I get everything else ready, I'm gonna throw this into the microwave. This is the micro pitcher. It is microwave safe. So I'm gonna throw it in, I don't know, about 30 seconds because I don't want it, maybe 25 seconds. I don't want it melted, but I want it softened, okay? And we need 2 cups sugar. Double check there. Another cup here. Okay. So my 2 cups sugar. I need the butter that's coming, and I need the salt. And for the salt, I just need a teaspoon. Love the Tupperware measuring spoons. They do come in the kit, which is awesome. Everybody should have a set of these in the kitchen. Okay, so there's my salt. Okay, I forgot my spatula. See if my butter is, oh yeah, my butter is softened. Okay, so I'm just going to, and maybe a little bit melted. Okay, 25 seconds when this has been sitting out was maybe a little bit too long, but that's okay. I'm just creaming it, so. Okay. I love the spatula because it gets everything so clean. Like, look at that. I got like all the butter out of that. Okay. Okay, just make sure that you can see. And look at that, perfectly creamed sugar and butter. Okay, so we need to add 4 eggs in, and so I will crack an egg in there. And because I have this up, I'm just gonna push down everything off the sides a little bit that's flopped up. And I'll be back in a second after all the eggs are beaten in. Okay, so I have added the 4 eggs and mixed those in. Now we're going to add some vanilla extract and almond extract. So we need the 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We'll dump that in there. And 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. Dump that in there. Okay, put this back on. Okay. There we go. Okay. If you flip your lid over, can you see that? And when you take this out, because this is going to be a little bit of a gooey mess, you can set it upside down on the lid. You'll know exactly where it is, and it's not dripping all over your counter. Okay, so now we want to gradually add the flour. However, because we did it in the Power Chef and there's not room in here for 3 cups of flour, I'm going to move it over to a bowl. So I already have 1 cup of flour in here. I need 3 cups of flour. Gradually, okay. So I'm just going to dump and clean out the Power Chef into my bowl. said, this spatula is the greatest invention. It is like completely cleaning this out. I'm not leaving very much behind at all. I could spend more time cleaning that out and it would be spotless, but for the sake of time. Okay, so I'm going to mix in the first cup of flour. Okay, then I have my second cup of flour. Mix. Okay, and then we're going to add one more cup of flour. If you guys haven't seen these canister scoops, they're amazing. Look how easy it is to fill up my flour into my measuring cup. And no mess. All right, so let's put my last cup of flour in there. And get this all mixed in. And then we'll be ready for the next part. See you in a minute. Okay, so now we need to take 3 cups of this dough. I've greased my 10 by 15 cookie sheet. I wish Tupperware had something this big. If they do, I don't have it because it needs to be 1 inch deep and then 10 by 15. So I'm going to measure out 3 cups of this dough. Sure it doesn't have to be perfect. I'll put that onto the cookie sheet. Looks like it's going to be almost all of this dough. I like trying new things that I have no idea what I'm doing and just going with it, and then everyone's like, oh my God, that's so good. Where did you get that recipe? And I'm like, honestly, this was another one of my Facebook finds. That's how I end up with a lot of my recipes. Just join different groups, and if you're not in any of the customer groups, you need to get in the customer groups. So we have groups for all the major products that Tupperware has, and there's always recipes and stuff in there, and people are always posting great ideas for using Tupperware and the recipe to go along with it, and I'm always like, oh, I need to make that. Okay, so make sure you can see what I'm doing, because, well, we're going to learn together. So let's keep dropping this around. So I'm going to have to spread this out into all the edges. Okay. Let's give that another little scrape off. And then we'll spread it around. You know, that's 3 cups, so hopefully it just seems like not quite enough. Okay, so I'll get this all smoothed out and I'll be back in a second to do the next step. Hey everyone, so I have spread out the dough onto the cookie sheet, just like that, okay? And then it says to use 2 cans of, and I forgot another spatula, a cherry pie filling. So I grab my other spatula and move that over. I'm gonna spread out the cherry pie filling. Okay, so there's one down. Get this other can opened. Okay, let's get this other can on here. I absolutely love cherries. Okay, so we're just going to spread this out. Make sure there's, get the cherries out into all the corners. I don't know if you can hear my dog snoring in the background. I apologize for that. And she's like laying right beside me on the other side of the island here, snoring away. To have a dog's life, eh? Just to be able to sleep the day away and then still sleep at night. I don't think I could do that. Okay. So, don't really want to wipe it off on the side and have it burn off. Okay, so now it says that we spread that out. We have to drop the mating by the teaspoonful. All right, so now we're going to just drop this on here. Seems kind of weird. If it'd be better just to use the spatula, then I think that's what I'm going to do, switch to the spatula. I don't think it has to be perfect. I'll just spread this around. Okay, so then this goes into the oven. What does it say? At 350 for 35 to 40 minutes or until golden brown, and then cool completely in the pan on a wire rack. So I'll get this done, and then I'll be back in a second to make the glaze that goes over top. Okay, I'm done dropping it all over, and we're gonna put this in the oven. Like I said, 350, 35 to 40 minutes or until golden brown, and then it needs to cool completely, and then we'll do the drizzle on top. See you soon. Hey everyone, okay, so the cherry bars are cooled. So we're going to make the icing sugar drizzle to go on top, and then we'll take a look at that and drizzle it over top. So I have a cup of icing sugar, so we'll put that in the Power Chef. Oops. And we are going to put half a teaspoon of vanilla and half a teaspoon of almond extract in, okay. And then it says to put in 4 tablespoons of whole milk, which I forgot to buy, so we're going to just use 2% milk because that's what I have. Okay, so, well, oops. We may have to add a little bit more, said, depending on the consistency to make it, okay, so put the Power Chef lid on. Okay. Okay. That's my spatula. So we have that nice little drizzle going on there. Slide this out of the way. Okay. So here are the cherry bars. They turned out so good. So we're going to drizzle this over top and then let it set. And then once it's set, then I'll be able to cut it into squares. So we're just going to pour it out. So we'll just do our little icing sugar glaze over top. And it's just kind of running into all of the different crevices where the dough isn't. Like I said, this is the first time I'm making these, so I really hope they freeze well. I have the large freeze-its, or the freezer mates from the catalog that I'm going to store them in. And then when it gets closer to Christmas time and I deliver presents to houses because I'm not getting together with anyone, I'm going to do up little baskets of all my baking and drop them off to people so they have a little something, because normally they'd be coming here and having some dessert. Okay, there we go. So we're going to let this set and harden, and then I'll cut it into squares and I will post pictures of what it looks like. Bye. Merry Christmas.